There are certain games you should never play, rituals that are whispered about in the darkest corners of the internet. Games that promise you a taste of the supernatural, but at a terrifying price. Tonight, we're going to explore one of the most infamous and dangerous rituals ever spoken of. It's called the Midnight Man Ritual. According to legend, this game has origins in ancient pagan practices, a punishment ritual designed to make someone face their deepest fears. It's been passed down for centuries, and though the rules have changed slightly over time, one warning has always remained the same. Do not attempt this ritual. But of course, human curiosity is relentless. People have tried it, people have documented their experiences, and some claim they've never truly been the same again. So sit back, turn off the lights, and listen carefully, because this is the story of the Midnight Man Ritual. The rules. Like most paranormal rituals, the Midnight Man comes with a strict set of rules. Here's how it works. They say the moment you break them, you've invited something far worse than fear into your home. First, you need a piece of paper and something to write with. On that paper, you must write your full name, first, middle, and last. Then, prick your finger and place a drop of your own blood on the paper. This blood is said to serve as a personal invitation, a signal that you are willing to play. At exactly 11:59 p.m., place the paper in front of your main door and put a candle on top of it. Then, knock on your own door 22 times. The final knock must be made exactly at midnight. If you've done everything correctly, you may blow out the candle, and that is when the Midnight Man enters. From that point on, the game begins. Your objective? Survive until 3:33 a.m. During those 3.5 hours, you must walk around your home with a lit candle in your hand. If the flame goes out, it means the Midnight Man is close. If you cannot relight it within 10 seconds, your only hope is to surround yourself in a circle of salt. If you don't, the Midnight Man will make you face hallucinations of your deepest, darkest fears, and sometimes, people say, he does much worse. The forbidden rules are clear. You cannot turn on the lights, you cannot use a flashlight, you cannot fall asleep. And under no circumstance are you allowed to leave the house. Those who break the rules are said to vanish, sometimes temporarily, sometimes forever. The legend. So where did this terrifying ritual even come from? Some say it dates back to ancient pagan practices in Europe, where priests used it as a punishment for those who broke sacred laws. The Midnight Man wasn't a game back then, he was a curse, summoned to make the guilty suffer by forcing them to endure their worst fears until sunrise. Over time, the ritual spread whispered from culture to culture.